What could you do to protect your pets if you're sick or injured? My product, Save My Pet ID Tag, helps you ensure that your beloved pets are safe and well cared for, even when life isn't what you expect.
I understand that before Buddha passed away, she gave you a 3-word message. Knock it off. Talk about that.
Yeah. So throughout my new book, Cow Hug Therapy, I talk about these animals' stories, but more importantly, I talk about the things these animals have taught us. And they've taught me many things, recovering from grief. They've taught me about self-care. They've taught me about meditation and gratitude and surrender. They've taught me about how to survive compassion fatigue. But one of the things they've really, really taught me, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I got distracted with my turkey chirping and now I forgot what I was talking about.
You know, there's always a turkey in the crowd. No, I just, she knew it was her time.
And thank you.
Go to the transition, and you felt her words, knock it off.
Yeah. So one of the biggest things these animals have taught me is that they don't leave us, even though they step out of their bodies. When Buddha passed away, I literally thought I was going to die. And I think that this is something all animal lovers can relate to because animals have shorter lifespans than we do. So to love an animal is to eventually say farewell to them. And sometimes when we have an animal that's our soulmate, living without them in the physical plane can seem impossible. And one of the things that Buddha and so many other animals in my book, Cow Hug Therapy, taught me was that, yes, they leave their bodies, but they never leave us. And Buddha has given me over the years physical signs that I know she's with me. I'm able to access her in meditation and still ask her for advice. And I can still close my eyes and feel her, even though I can't open my eyes and see her. And so the animals, including Buddha, have taught me that it's not the end of a relationship, it's the changing of a relationship from one where we open our eyes and see them to one where we close our eyes and feel them and carry them with us.
And there's different species out there, but you identified some things that are maybe some characteristics, personality traits about cows. And one of them I was surprised that you said cows meditate.
Cows meditate every single day, whether they're old or young, male or female, whether it's in Missouri, Nashville, or California. And of course, they can only do this when they feel safe to do it. So exactly. I'm not saying cows in a slaughterhouse are necessarily meditating. No. They're preparing.
They're praying.
Awful. They're praying. Animals in sanctuary, when they feel safe, cows, they lay down, they close their eyes. Chewing their cud is part of their meditation. It becomes kind of like a moving meditation.
It's like us chewing gum or something, maybe, or what?
Well, I don't necessarily equate chewing gum to meditation, but there are walking meditations or even like washing the dishes meditations or meditations where you're staring at something.
Okay.
And there are different forms of meditation. And so cows use chewing their cud to kind of get into this rhythmic zone where they then close their eyes or they're staring blankly ahead. And it's very, very obvious that they're meditating.
Wow.
Cows, when they feel safe and when they're with their family, they have a very concrete ritual that they do every single day. They wake up first thing in the morning, they go to eat. Then the matriarch reminds everyone to drink.
Okay. We're talking water, everybody. They're not cow belly up to the bar, right? Okay.
No margaritas involved. Then the matriarch goes around after breakfast and she grooms every single member of her family, making sure that they feel valued and loved and cherished. And she takes care of all their itches. Aww. And once that affection is over, she ushers everyone to lay down and they start meditating together. Sometimes they can be standing up, but it's very obvious when you look at them that they're meditating.
Well, 2 other characteristics I was surprised about cows. I haven't had a lot of opportunity to interact with cows, is that they face trouble head on. And you said in the herd, the mentality is 100% inclusivity. Talk about those 2 things.
I like to say that cows are everything that we should be and that we will be once we awaken to love.
Whoa, you need t-shirts that say that. That's very good, Allie. Very good. Yes.
And like you said, they are 100% inclusive. And it's really interesting because we have many different species at the Gentle Barn that we are sanctuary to. And when we bring in a new horse, donkey, pig, chicken, turkey, goat, sheep, there is a very long introduction period where they have to be separated from a fence, they have to get to know each other, then they have to be integrated with supervision. It takes weeks and sometimes months for them to become family because the other species, their first reaction is, hey, you don't belong here. You don't belong here.
Mhm.
Cows are the only one of our species where I can take a brand new cow today, put them into any of our pastures, and the cows will say, hi, welcome. And that's the end of their discussion. Sometimes the matriarch will come over and say, hey, I'm the matriarch. And then the new cow will say, okay, no problem. When we bring in a new matriarch, she might go around to everyone and say, hey, just so you know, I'm the boss. And everyone's like, okay. If they're a youngster, the other youngsters might come and they might bonk hens in play or run around to kind of become a family. But it literally takes about 10 minutes. There's no violence. They don't hurt each other. We never worry or take our time to introduce a cow. We just plop them right in. They're 100% inclusive. They see through the eyes and lens of love, and they see similarities instead of differences.
I want to come back as a cow. What would you want to come back as?
I don't know if I want to come back. This work is hard. Here's a fun fact.
Okay.
Did you know that all cows have cleft chins?
No.
So I have a cleft chin. So I like to say I am mostly cow in this lifetime.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Hey, one of the chapters really brought my heart singing was about Dudley. And Dudley had some ambulatory issues. Can you share a little bit about chapter 3?
Dudley was a remarkable member of our family. It started when I decided for my birthday that I wanted to rescue a cow.
That's like the number one thing on the birthday list globally, I think. Rescue a cow. I love your birthday wishes. Very good.
Literally, I mean it when I say everyone should have a cow. Like if I was queen of the world, I would make it so that everyone had to have at least 2 cows in their backyard and we would have world peace instantaneously because you can't have a cow and go to war.
Oh, you can't. All right. Another gem. You can't have a cow and go to war. Okay. I'm helping you with your t-shirt models.
I know. I got to start writing these things down.
But keep going. So tell us about Dudley.
So Dudley had lost a foot. He had a tragic accident and he had lost a foot and he was living among 50 other cows that were being raised and grown to go back to slaughter. And because he had lost a foot and was hobbling around in pain, the farmer took pity on him and kept him, but eventually realized like he couldn't do anything for him. The farmer had a friend that was reaching out to 200 sanctuaries to see if someone would take this cow, and everyone said no. But she reached out to us and said, look, I know that you're really far away, but I'm trying to save this cow. I literally days before told Jay that for my birthday, I only wanted to rescue a cow. And so he was able
and everybody do a shout out to your hubby. Come on.
A huge shout out that he is married to someone that says to him, I want to rescue a cow for my birthday. And he says, okay. And
his name, first and last name. Come on. He wants to hear it.
His name is Jay Weiner. He is my husband, love of my life. He is the co-founder of the Gentle Barn, and he is also our CEO.
Happy Jay, happy cow. Keep going.
Anyway, so Jay found a bovine surgeon in the area to do his amputations. He found a prosthetist to make a prosthetic foot for Dudley.
And it wasn't a like giant orange bowl or something. It was a kind of a weird, I was trying to imagine what it looked like.
It's basically like a giant orange boot that has like a platform shoe, so that it takes the place of
John in his heyday. Okay, all right.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it worked, and it fit on him like a clamshell. So the back half, his foot would go down into it, and then the front half would kind of seal it, and it was held together with straps. And he could run and jump and play and gallop for the first time in his life. It was so rewarding to do that for him.
Wow.
And Dudley went on to have an incredible career at the Gentle Barn, hosting guests that were amputees themselves from children's hospitals and veteran hospitals. People that they themselves were going through amputations and multiple surgeries and months in the hospital, frustration, talking about complaints, all the reasons why they can't do this and they can't do that.
Yeah.
And now they're living in a wheelchair or using crutches or having a prosthetic limb themselves. That's really, really, really hard, especially if you're a child and you're so completely different than those you go to school with.
Right.
And Dudley made them feel normal. And Dudley allowed them to be joyous in their journey. Because one of the striking things about Dudley was that he lived completely in joy. He was a prankster. He was fun.
What's a cow prank? Come on. They always talk about college kids trying to tip over cows. Shame on you guys. But let's turn the tables. What's a cow prank?
My favorite memory from Dudley is him ripping the Halloween decorations off the wall and running around and around and around the property with them in his mouth.
Okay.
We were laughing till we cried. The other prank that Dudley would do is we would be cleaning stalls and we would have like a wheelbarrow full of poop and we were in a stall mucking it out. And he would tiptoe ever so quietly so we wouldn't see him and he would dump over the wheelbarrow. He thought it was hilarious.
I kind of think it's funny too, but yeah.
Yeah, he was funny. He was really funny. But so, you think of someone who lost a limb, is in a prosthetic or a wheelchair, spends months at a time in a hospital. You think of, wow, that's really hard. Dudley did not have a hard minute in his entire life. He had a smile on his face. He was having fun and he was living in joy, and he exuded that joy to every single person that came to visit him. He also did a lot of work with the foster care system. Children with the most horrendous stories in foster care would come to meet Dudley, and he would embrace them and they would be able to hug him. But he also showed them how to play and how to have fun, and that there's always, always hope.
I love it. We are speaking with Ellie Lax. She's extraordinary. You've just heard a few of the gems coming from her. She's going to make a lot of T-shirt slogans after the show ends today. But she has a new book. It's called Cow Hug Therapy. And it's how the animals at the Gentle Barn taught me about life, death, and everything in between. This is from New World Library. What book number is this for you that you have penned?
That is number 2. So my first book is called My Gentle Barn, Creating a Sanctuary Where Animals Heal and Children Learn to Hope. And that's more of my story and my childhood and how animals saved me and why I wanted to grow up and save them. It's about the founding animals at the Gentle Barn and those founding groups of kids that came and healed. It's our love story of how I met and fell in love with Jay and how we joined forces to expand our mission. The second book, Cow Hug Therapy, that is the animal stories and the animals' lessons that have made me the best human I can be. They've taught me everything that I know.
Well, this is a great book, everyone, because it's written with heart and it's written with joy and it's written with resilience. I think 3 traits that cows are teaching us, right, Ellie?
Yeah. You're right. That's another good word. Like, animals live in resilience. They always want to live. They want to live. They want to thrive. They want to love. In the book, I talk about one of our horses named Hero. And she is blind and she's gone through enormous trauma. But when she came and healed at the Gentle Barn, she needed an escort because she's blind. And the first horse, Cherokee, became her seeing eye horse. And then when Cherokee passed away, she grieved for a minute, but then opened herself up to love again. And then the next horse came. She has had 8 seeing eye horses. And she is extraordinary because no matter how much she loves and how many times she loses, she is always open to loving again. Those are the kinds of stories that I share in the book, Cow Hug Therapy, and how much these animals have to teach us.
Well, I have to say, I'm very impressed with your work because you've got an army that moos and whinnies and barks and purrs and oinks, and you're making this a better planet. And I want to tell you, I salute all of you, Ellie Lax.
Thank you, Arden. And you are doing the same by having this podcast and allowing animals to have a voice and have a space where we can talk about their personalities and their lessons and stuff. So you are made from the same cloth, and it is really an honor and a privilege to be on your show.
Thanks so much for making our tails wag by watching this guest interview from Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life. Make sure to subscribe so you're up to date with all of our Four-Legged Life content.